Welcome Yamhill County to Speaking Frankly. I'm your host, Howie Harkema, and our tagline is, "And how we doin'?" Today I have a wonderful guest with me. It is Barbara Boyer, who is running for County Commissioner position number 2. Welcome, Barbara.
Thank you.
Coronavirus situation. So, Barbara, what made you decide to run for this county commissioner seat?
This has been 8 years in the making for me.
Only that.
It's been on my radar, but 9 years ago I had an opportunity to sit on the State Board of Agriculture and felt like that experience would only help me be more rounded for this county commissioner seat.
Very good. So, who is your campaign manager?
My campaign manager is Lena DeMorez. She was recommended to me, and we sat and interviewed each other. And she's out of Corvallis. Okay. She's ran 4 campaigns, 3 successfully. And as of today, we kind of chatted, and she thinks that my team is doing such a great job that she might be going to contract instead of being my campaign manager.
Oh, is that right?
Yes. I have an amazing team.
I'm sure you do. So 30 years in Yamhill County now.
Yes, I'm deeply rooted in this county. I married a 4th generation Oregon farmer. He's 3 generations on the farm in McMinnville, outside of McMinnville. They were part of the Camp Adair movement, World War II effort, where they relocated a bunch of farmers because they wanted that 80,000 acres outside of Corvallis to train 60,000 troops in 1938. So the Boyers were relocated to McMinnville, and all the farmers had first dibs to buy their original land back, and the Boyers are the only ones that did.
Wow.
So my niece and nephew are down there farming that piece of land.
So back in the 60s, when I was in my first rock and roll band, we played at Camp Adair for the troops there for a dance. It was fantastic.
Yeah, so I'm committed to this county. I've lived here, like you said, 30 years, and it speaks to me, and I feel like I've proven my commitment to this county.
So what is your background, and how has that background prepared you for this office?
I'm 16 years an elected official in Yamhill County on the Soil and Water Conservation District Board. I feel like the county has shown that they trust me by voting for me 4 different times. And I've been running a county just at a different level.
Right.
We are a special district, which means we're like fire, police, water districts, irrigation districts. It's just been at a different scale. And all of the skills that I've learned these 16 years are transferable to this particular position.
That's great. So tell us about the farmers market and other community involvement.
Farmers market's my baby.
I know it is.
It is celebrating 20 years this year.
Unbelievable.
Unbelievable is right. I had coffee with somebody who had just relocated to the area from Santa Cruz. And we were kind of back and forth trying to figure out community events that we could organize. And the fact that there was not a farmer's market 21 years ago in our county was strange. Being an agricultural-based community, not having a farmer's market was kind of, perplexed us.
Yes.
So we marched down to the city of McMinnville, and they just said, nope, can't figure it out because too many puzzle pieces. And so then we marched down to the McMinnville Downtown Association when Patty Webb was there, and started to tell her what our thoughts were. And you could just see her eyes getting bigger and bigger and bigger and more excitement. She says, give me a week. So after a week, she called us back in and says, I think I got it figured out. And the Downtown Association gave us $700 to start the farmers market.
Wow.
And we started with 7 vendors in May of 2001. And we ended that particular season with 12 vendors. And to see it today with over 60 vendors just really is thrilling to see the impact it's had for the farmers, the economic impact for our local agricultural producers. And my whole motivation behind starting that was I wanted the conversation to be just as important as the purchase.
Sure.
I felt like we were missing that connection, that middle piece of getting to know a farmer and looking them in the eye. And, everybody's like organic, 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 but I feel like when you can talk to a farmer and know how they're actually raising something, you don't have to have that label on it.
Right.
So
That makes so much sense. And the amount of people that come through that farmer's market on a
Yeah.
Thursday is unbelievable.
So there was 3,000 people a week that came through.
Right.
And I think now it's up to 4,000.
And some of the vendors, after the farmer's market is over, they donate some of their products to different soup kitchens, community dinners, et cetera, et cetera. So that's a big help to community as well.
I established a relationship with YCAP,
Yes.
and we made a system where about a half hour before close of market, they would drop boxes behind the vendor's booth, and the vendor would choose to put whatever they wanted in there, and right there they would weigh it and give them the receipt. It was a great system, and it was immediate.
It's such a symbiotic relationship. So I appreciate that. Thank you so much for doing all of that.
My pleasure.
So negotiations, mediations, collaboration, and conflict resolution, how will that assist you as a county commissioner?
I sit on several state boards.
Right.
I sit on Soil and Water Conservation Commission. I sit on the State Board of Agriculture and the Oregon Watershed Enhancement Board. All of those are collaborative efforts
Right.
with contentious issues.
Yes.
And I feel these relationships that I have formed with these people only make me better at negotiations and collaboration, learning from different perspectives.
Sure.
That's how I function. I don't come with an agenda I don't come to a table with any personal agenda.
Sure.
I come to learn. I come to listen and make my decisions from the information that I gather.
Yeah. So how will we promote a better county-city collaboration?
I feel there's a disconnect between the two.
Yes.
And I don't see a lot of collaboration there. And when I'm elected, I will challenge these cities in Yamhill County to raise their hands and tell us what they need to feel supported. So it's starting to go more, maybe having joint meetings, or maybe having a one-day-a-week office in the city hall of each of the cities, just being able to have a drop-in and learn their day-to-day activities.
It's really important that we all work together, and collaboration allows for different kinds of grants to be written, not only between the cities and the counties, but between all of the nonprofits and such. So it's really important that we're all working as a team toward this common goals.
Yeah, we all rise. Like boats. We rise with the tides and we fall with the tides in this county.
So let's talk about affordable housing and homelessness in Yamhill County, with the 2019 count being 1,433 people counted as homeless in Yamhill County. What can we do to make it better?
So I think this question has two different topics. The homeless, I haven't been there. I have empathy and I want to understand more.
Right.
But I feel like there's a middle piece missing in this particular topic. I think that they want to hear from up here, like, here, this is what I did. I walked through those doors. Can I please take your hand and help you find what your needs are and how the county can assist you? I feel it's like a holding pattern, like a safe place for them to be while they're assessed. I don't think there's a blanket policy. I think they're all individual situations.
Oh, absolutely unique to each individual.
Right. So I feel like, building a relationship with them, understanding what their needs are, where they come from, and hopefully we can help.
Yeah.
And it's one person at a time.
And it has to be one person or one family at a time.
Yes.
Let's talk about affordable housing, though, because there's a big need for affordable housing for first-time buyers in Yamhill County.
I've been investigating this topic.
Right.
trying to figure out where the barriers are. And land is so expensive.
Boy, howdy.
So I have been researching, it's called the land bank.
Yeah.
So kind of a land bank and a community land trust relationship.
Huh?
So it's having someone who owns the dirt underneath the home. The home would be less expensive because you don't own the soil underneath
Right.
it. So I'm researching that model, and that model is exciting to me, as I think it could be the answer to what we need. And it's just finding that right person to hold the land bank.
Sure.
What that looks like right now, I don't know, but I'm a creative thinker. I like thinking about these unique ways of dealing with a situation.
Well, in this unique time frame that we're living in today, we have to start thinking creatively because there's such a lack of land in the urban growth boundaries. Let's talk about that for a moment.
So there is land in the urban growth boundary, and I'll give McMinnville as an example, and I don't know the others yet, but
Right.
I am studying them. There's acreage that people won't sell that are in the UGB right now. They're not in city limits, but they're in the urban growth boundary.
So they're in incorporated, non-incorporated
Correct.
McMinnville.
And I think we need to figure out, we need to unlock why they're not selling. We need to unlock that situation.
Okay.
And I don't know why they're not selling. Whether it's capital gains,
Sure.
and maybe we could research relief for the city and the landowner.
Right.
I think that probably the same thing's happening in Newburgh. I don't know that for a fact, but I will be doing my research. And Lafayette, I know there's a bunch of industrial land in Lafayette that they would like to
Right.
to develop. So I'm doing that research, but I want to get creative and think of this land bank community land trust relationship and what a model might look like for Yamhill County.
That's really important, and I hope the research works out well for everybody concerned. Let's talk about cap and trade for a moment.
Thank you.
Yeah, please.
Let's see. So I guess HB 1530, I am not supportive of it in its state right now. Is doing nothing the answer to this?
No.
No. If this elbow bump we did earlier is not a sign of how all of us are connected in this world, I think this HB 1530 shows that it's actually a global issue. Cap and Invest, the carbon sequestration,
Right.
is a global issue.
Right.
Oregon being the grass seed capital of the world,
Yep.
we already have a lot of sequestration that we're doing. I would like us to research the positive impacts that agriculture and forestry has in the state of Oregon. I feel like this particular bill is almost window dressing on a global issue.
So would you like to see a rewrite of the bill and resubmission?
I wonder if anything that Oregon does would have substantial impact.
Right.
And I'd have to say no.
Okay.
I think farmers are doing a good job of it. I'd like to see the research of the soil sequestration.
Well, the amount of plants that we have in Oregon allow us to breathe and survive. So it's already happening to some degree. So I can see what you're saying there.
And I'd like to research it. And I feel like the bill as it states now really hurts the small farmer because there's not enough incentives for them. Well, let's see, what is it? It's not enough, they're not large enough to take advantage of the incentives, but they still have to abide by the rule.
I get it.
And I think it would be an administrative hurdle for a small business or farm.
Let's talk about sustainable economic development in Yamhill County because we definitely need that.
We need more traded sector.
Yes.
In this county. Traded sector supports local sector. They just go hand in hand. And I think it's important to maintain the talent that we have here now.
Boy, howdy.
I want people to live and work in Yamhill County. It is surprising how many people leave this county to work and how many people come into this county to work. I would like to see people live and work in this county. and maintain the talent that we have.
Sure, a lot of people have to go all the way to Portland or even farther, Eugene, et cetera, to get the kind of job that allows them to proliferate their family, et cetera.
Exactly.
So a lot of people in McMinnville, employers especially, are looking for tradespeople, but they can't find the talent that's willing to do the work. So what do we do about that and job growth in Yamhill County?
Well, we need to, having a vocation as a living is not, it in the last few generations, it's taken a toll of, it's not sexy enough. It doesn't bring in quick, fast money, Yeah. But I think we have to get away from that. They're very high-paying jobs. They're solid. They're consistent with the boom that's going on in Oregon right now.
Right.
I mean, people need plumbers. They need electricians. They need builders.
Right.
And we need to maintain that it's okay to have a traded, to have a vocation for a job. It's for some reason society is like, no, you got to be pushing a pencil or sitting in an office with a view.
Right.
I like my
But,
office.
Community colleges were developed to train those tradespeople, whether it be welding or machining or any industrial trade, and we definitely need that talent.
The diesel mechanics.
Yes. How do we get people to realize that there has to be a whole gamut of different kinds of trades that are also sexy?
Well, I think it's in the messaging. I mean, we just need to let them know that how much those are needed. All of those skills are needed to build a strong community.
Right. So a lot of the people that work at gas stations either live in Lafayette or Amity or such, and with the low amount of pay that they get, people sometimes treat them poorly when they're at the different locations, and don't see the importance of that person who pumps your gas. And it's a low-paying job, but they all deserve some dignity and respect.
And the importance, I mean, we all need fuel in our vehicle.
Boy, howdy.
I always chat with them. I just pull right up and, wish them a great day and ask them how their day is going, and just, you start that commonality. You find something in common with them and you build from there.
Well, everything's about relationships. So hopefully people will calm down a little bit and see that it's really important that we have a relationship with them. Representation for this community. What do you see? It's so important.
Just being the relationships, getting out there, not living in a silo, not going to the office and closing your door. It's actually getting out there and walking the beat.
That's really important. I know that you've got a lot of things that you're going to be doing here soon. So let's talk about your upcoming campaign kickoff and the meet and greets, where and when. And if you guys would bring up that graphic on the computer now, that would be awesome. So.
Well, all right. So
They're bringing it up.
All right.
There it is.
So my kickoff is actually at Golden Valley Brew Pub.
Yep.
And that is March 18th from 5:30 to 7. And I will have a bunch of swag there. I'll have my yard signs. I'll have some pins and bumper stickers. And I forget what else, but all kinds of swag.
Yeah.
It'll be a quick in and out. I want people to meet me and understand where I come from and the
Right.
values that I would bring to this position.
Right.
I'm a very value-based individual.
Yes, you are.
And like I said, I don't come with a personal agenda. And then I'm doing listening sessions around the county on March 12th. I am in McMinnville, the Carnegie Library, McMinnville Library at Carnegie Room, Thursday, the 24th of March. I'm in Newburgh, and April 1st in Wildwood. And then I am trying to schedule more. I have Dayton, Amity, and Lafayette. I just don't have those dates quite yet.
So this is enough to start, and I understand that you're going to be setting a schedule for those other townships and such. So this is really important, this kickoff day, because you need campaign funds.
I do.
So
We all, I call this a grassroots campaign that needs grassroots support. We all have gifts. We have time, we have talent, and we have treasures. And I need a little bit of each.
I understand. So let's talk about transparency and accountability in government.
Like I said, don't go to office and close the door. Transparency is getting out there and showing your face and showing that you want to listen and understand a community's concerns.
Yes, and Casey Cool has done an incredible job of doing that. I mean, he puts out information constantly of where he's going to be, what he's doing, what he's working on, and then the 2 different sessions that they have weekly.
Yes.
Are you planning on doing something similar to that so people know where you are?
Oh yeah, the listening sessions are important to me. I want to hear from the citizens. They're guiding my message. So I want to hear what their concerns are and how I can help and how I can be most supportive for them.
Very good. So, how can community assist you in your efforts to win this campaign?
We are at a pinnacle in this county right now of growth.
Yep.
And people move here for the culture. And I want to maintain that culture as best as we can and still embrace growth. So I really need people's help with that. I want them to help me understand thoughtful growth, thoughtful building, and maintain the culture that we have right now.
Right.
Because we're ag-based community, and I want us to maintain that.
I don't see any way around that.
I know, but I think people want to, I think some people see wide open spaces and they see, let's build, build, build.
Well, we do have to grow as cities because it's mandated that we do, but there comes a point where you're oversaturated as well, and it doesn't maintain the rural community that we really want. So how do we keep from not growing too big?
Well, in and up. I would like to really explore moving inward and upward. I understand from the builders that going up to the 4th floor is very expensive because by law, you have to do elevators. The HVAC system becomes much more expensive. But I would like to explore incentives for people to be coming in and up.
Well, that would be interesting because then you need fire escapes as well, because it can't just be a stairwell and it can't just be an elevator, because something could happen, an earthquake or a fire or whatever, and then you've got to exit somehow.
Exactly.
So
I would like to explore some incentives on how we can go up a little bit more.
So do you need additional volunteers?
I'm feeling really good on my volunteers. I've got a great team. I've chosen area captains. And so I have a kitchen cabinet that comprises of somebody from every area of this county.
That's great.
So they are keeping me apprised as to events that are happening in their area. They're helping me with some of the meet and greets. And I've got 22 living room parties
Oh, I love that.
scheduled. So I have a lot of one-on-one. I've had people rent rooms just for me and 3 other people and just sit in there and talk about some of the issues that are most important to them. I've had one lady even call me to her home, and I just sat there for 2 hours and we just went back and forth. And I had another meeting with a gentleman from Newburgh, and we both had scheduled an hour, and it was 2.5 hours later that we were through. We went really big picture and just had fun dreaming, and then we built pillars from these big dreams, and we just really enjoyed brainstorming together. And that is what thrills me, is being able to just sit with somebody and think really big and then figure out how you can get it done.
So I have another question about your signage. You talked about the signage being available at the kickoff. When can you plant the sign? Because I know there's a restriction.
Every city is different.
Oh, really?
So it's trying to figure that out. I'm on that piece right now. I will have that ready for my kickoff party listed by city. But the county, I found out, has no restrictive dates.
Really?
None.
So it's only cities.
And they're all different. So
That's very
I'm
interesting.
learning how to do that. Learning to navigate the different planning departments.
So speaking of planning departments, when you get elected, and I'm very optimistic that you will, because I know who your opponent is. And Rick is leaving. Rick Olson has decided not to rerun.
Yes.
And so you and Lindsay are in this battle. Are you going to have some debates downstream?
There's this, let's see, Chehalem. Oh, I don't have the dates right now, but Chehalem.
Cultural Center?
Well, yes, but it's the Chehalem Valley Chamber of Commerce
Okay.
and the City Club of Newburgh are hosting a panel.
Okay.
April 27th, I think. I don't have the exact date. It's a Monday. And then the City Club of McMinnville will be doing a panel. Have not received that one yet, those dates.
Okay.
It seems that everybody's waiting for the deadline of March 10th
Okay.
for filing before they really jump into forming panels.
It's just a couple days away. So.
It is. So get ready because it's coming.
Well, I am so excited that you're running. You know that I tried to get you to run 4 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm glad that things have allowed you to finally get in the race, because I think you're the perfect candidate, and I think you'll make an excellent commissioner.
I'm ready.
I know you are.
I am ready.
I can tell. So thank you so much, Barbara, for being on.
Thank you
And,
very much. Don't forget to vote.
Don't forget to vote. Get out there. When is that? It's May 7th?
May 19th
19th.
is the primary.
So stuff should be coming in your mail soon for the primary. So be sure and make sure you're registered and get out and vote on May 19th. When your ballot comes in the mail, make sure it hits your mailbox out, and don't forget to sign that envelope so it actually is a
Yes.
usable vote, or drop it off at the county courthouse. They have a little mailbox thing only for
Ballots.
ballots. So don't forget.
The clerks does a good job, because I 1 year did not sign my envelope and they got it right back to me.
You're not alone.
Yeah, they're
It happened
really
to
good.
me. So be sure and get out and vote. It's really an important local election, and it means a lot to our future here in Yamhill County. So thank you very much for watching today, and we really appreciate all of you out there in viewerland.